Hi everyone, my name is Anita Ladhani. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and an energy practitioner. And today I want to teach you the EFT technique of just tapping and breathing. So, in my other videos, I've taught you the basic 0 to 10 and tapping on the different meridians. We've learned the movie title technique, which is a little bit of an advanced technique. And this is like the basic technique, basic thing that you can do with kids. You can do this with someone and with yourself when you're highly emotional. So let's talk about EFT. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's basically Chinese acupressure and modern psychology merged together. It's an evidence-based research modality. So what that means is that they've done over 100 research studies from Harvard all the way across the border, and it's been published in over 100 journals. And in every one of those, the evidence was that EFT reduced cortisol levels significantly, which is known to cause stress. This has been used very efficiently with Sandy Hook survivors, with genocide survivors in Rwanda, people all around the world, and of course we were trained after Parkland happened, unfortunately, last February. But the first thing the first thing that we tend to do is when we get emotional, when we are having an emotional reaction, which is not positive, right? We tend to hold our breath. We tend to breathe shallow, or we just hold our breath, which is a universal sort of thing that we all do. So first thing I want you to do is when you find yourself getting upset, or you're working with your child, or you see, whoever your students are, and I'm just going to take a quick break and urge teachers to please learn this simple technique so that you can incorporate it in your classrooms. Please inbox me. I'm happy to send you material. I'm happy to email you the PowerPoint that I learned when I went for my training. It's got Dr. Lori Layden's, information on it. It's the PowerPoint that will teach you, since, the ones that we want to learn, we want to read. I'm happy to share that with you. But introduce this in your classrooms, and, you're teaching your children something, your students something so invaluable that I can't even begin to express to you what that's going to mean for your students and your just your life's purpose as a teacher if you're able to incorporate tapping in your classrooms. So the first thing you do is, again, just focus on your breath. So you immediately, start to take deep breaths in. I have a stuffy cold. I'm coming down with something, so excuse my stuffiness, but so take a couple of deep breaths in, and then you simply just tap. So again, remember, we've got 10 meridian points. The first one is the karate chop one. So you just tap on the karate chop. And again, no words necessary. You don't have to say anything, because when you're that emotional, when I've worked with people, with kids, with parents, with clients that are really, really extremely emotional, they are not able to even say anything, right? So they'll just tap and breathe. Just remind them to breathe. And then you tap on the next one, which is the top of the head. And again, the sequence doesn't matter, but we stick to the sequence just so you don't forget a spot. So when you're teaching kids, you say raindrops on the top of the head, right? And then between the eyes. And again, you're not saying anything. Just tell them to feel whatever it is they're feeling, and just tap and breathe. Breathe. Side of the eyes, just tap and breathe. Simple as that. Just tell them to tap and breathe. Even yourself, tap and breathe. I was working with a friend of mine, and he's kind of a goofy guy, and he's like this macho guy. And he was telling me how he was anxious because he was going for a training over the weekend, and he was physically hurt. And, so I said, FaceTime me. Let's see if I can help you with, tapping this. And so he started to tap, and of course, being the goofy person he is, he started making tapping and doing this and just being goofy. And I realized, and when I had him say some of the things, like I completely love and accept myself, he was just looking at me like, what do you mean? Like that's, because he's a little macho man. So I said, do me a favor, just tap and breathe with me. And that's what he did. I just said, feel what you're feeling. Don't have to say anything. Just tap and breathe. And so he did. He just tapped and breathed. We did maybe 2 rounds, and I just laughed the whole time, because again, laughter was his way of dealing with the awkwardness, dealing with the discomfort. And so understand that when someone is laughing, it's not necessarily because they're being rude. It's because that's their way of dealing with the discomfort that they're experiencing in the moment. So that was 10. Let's start again. Again, just tap and breathe. If you're home, just tap and breathe. Just doesn't matter. You'll find yourself feeling relaxed if you're just tapping and breathing. Breathe. So to continue the story with my friend, he actually messaged me, 4 hours later and said, "Hey, I have to tell you, I feel so much calmer and I'm not nervous about the weekend training anymore." And I just heard from him about an hour ago saying, "Hey, my training went great. I'm tired, but it actually went really well." So I was like, awesome, tapping works. And that's why this tapping technique of just tapping and breathing, super important, right? So when you're working with little kids, just have them tap. It's funny because instinctively a lot of autistic kids will end up tapping. I've had nurses tell me that they've seen kids just tap, right? Instinctive. They don't even realize they're doing it, obviously, but it works. So again, just tap and breathe. Start with a karate chop. Top of the head, between the eyes, side of the eyes, under the eyes. Make sure you're breathing. Under the nose, on the chin, chest, right here. And again, you can do both sides. You can do one side. It doesn't matter. You can actually just do one side, so you start this, go this, but you can simply just do one side, I missed a spot, of course. Because our bodies are identical on each side, so it doesn't matter if you do both or one, okay? Anyways, I hope this has been helpful. As always, please reach out to me so I can send you more information. I want, again, my goal, my dream is that every person learns tapping. Kids learn it, teachers learn it. You use it for yourself, you use it for your loved ones, you use it for, your students, you use it for your employees, because tapping is an amazing way to release anxiety, to release stress, to release depression, to release trauma issues, just all kinds of stuff. And the world is going to just be a better place if we all just tapped and released it and we raised our vibrational frequency. So I am happy to share this information. It was shared with me. I'm grateful for that. And therefore, please inbox me if I can be of any further assistance. Take care, love and light, and God bless. Bye-bye.